Next. And then you have this architectural representations. Description by Mark 1 were used to reconstruct the Guangzhang in the design of the facade and interior of the museum. If you read Mark 1, he's not an architect. There is no architectural drawing, there is no photograph, there is no sketch whatsoever. Even the description is very, very generic. For instance, a pair of watchtower, drum and bell tower at the front of the museum, just as it described by Mark 1 in his book, are constructed. It's a lie. If my students did this in the thesis, I failed it. It's F. Because there's no evidence, nothing, This is substantiate this one. But because this was written in a paper, academic paper, and published in several books, published by ISEA Singapore, edited by Leo Suraditata, and the chapter, the introduction of that book is written by Professor Wang Bungu. And Wang Bungu ever checked the content. So using these layers of legitimations, you can sneak in something, and then you can claim. So that is academic crime. Right? And then you have this, and you know what happened to this Awana. It's fined by the City Hall, only ringgit per day, and then finally put it down. Yeah? And then you have the terracotta warriors. You visit the museum of the narrative is very offensive to Malay. It's very chauvinistic Chinese, one-sided representations of the China. Not Cosmopolitan. And then this open space is very important marketplace in the past. If you check the old maps of Melaka, is a plan proposed for Zhenhe Square. So Zhenhe Cultural Museum proposed to the government to build a replica of Zhenhe shapes. Zhenhe shapes, how big is Zhenhe shapes? You have to build a model, shrink it, put it here. Because if you have Portuguese, fake Portuguese ship there, it's also good to have fake Ming ship here. Unfortunately, this plan is not happening. But instead of that, now you have, you know what? Hatra Cafe, selling air kencing setan there. And it's built after Melaka is listed under UNESCO. So it's a violation. Again, no promise to protect the integrity of this world heritage sites. But nothing is happening. Yeah, because who is the owner? Who is behind that Hard Rock Cafe? You know that. Very simple. Next. And then we have this Zhenhe standing there at the starters. So it's nothing to do with history, but every tourist takes selfie, everybody take pictures. So it's become an alternative to those become closed. Because in the internet, especially the millennial generations, it's not written in a book, and it's in the internet, and you Google it, it must be the book. They never bothered to go to libraries. All my students did that. So that is the sad things about these millennials, these misinformations, and perpetuated by so-called the social media and also the digital platform. So how to deal with alternative truth? Okay, next. So this is a problem. So stories presented in official publication are not always correct. Exhibits in the museum are not always presenting valuable narratives. Information obtained from internet is often misleading. And heritage is commoditized for tourism market. This is the problem with the tool. Next. So what we can do, okay? Because we need to filter noises. The internet is full of rubbish. Tons of rubbish, millions of rubbish. And it's very challenging actually to develop a software or artificial intelligence actually, to separate which one is rubbish, which one is not rubbish. Sort facts from fiction, easy to say, difficult to do. Next. Distinguish history from urban legends. Next. Critically learn from credible sources. Critically, yeah, it's not just take everything for granted. Convey scholastic truths. Next. Educate students and general public to look into history, into representations, and political commercial agenda. Money talks. Okay, so what happened with money in Melaka? What money is done in Melaka? This is the historic core of Melaka. See the mall on former Padang. Padang is a really important place. The declaration of independence before Kuala Lumpur, the year before. It was done there. It's the Philadelphia before going to Washington DC. Right? The Melaka Club is a very historical place when the signatories of the independence of Malaysia was done. And then the Melaka flag, Malaysian flag, and then the declarations is in the Padang. But what happened now is become more. And then you have all this speculative developing power, the dam, demolition, appropriation and constructions, monorails. It's all happening in the historic core. Next. Just give you some illustration. This is one of the proposals I found in Ngee City in Singapore when they just built this. They look for Singapore investors and they produce the brochures. See, this is Padang. And then they say, okay, we still keep some of the Padang on the roof. So you have to climb 4 stories to see the grass, fake grass. And it's extremely hot. And it's not like the original Padang. So you lost the feel. If you want to show your grandchildren what is Padang this look like during independence, go into that under this UFO and you see all the narrative. Or you go down into the former bastions where they built that building, they dig and they found in very important archaeological remains, but suddenly they just cover up very quickly. They don't want to be stopped. So there's a lot of things missing under their concrete. And then they use that as a Chinese restaurant, remember? And use that very important Portuguese bastion as a fish tank, fish pond. And now it's become nothing. It's very difficult to go there, but you have the narrative about the Merdeka, right? Yeah. But you can't see it. Okay, next. And then you have this. So people know that. Just want to show the monorail. This. If Sydney are willing to dismantle the useless monorail, why can't we? This is useless. How many people are really using this? And how many years it's failed? And how many times that the rail is fall down? And how many people trapped in that thing? Why it is keep running using this money? But money with electricity, sucking all the resources, just for nothing. And then along the construction, how many buildings, how many sites, how many destroyed. Not to mention the permanent damage to the skyline, the historical landscape. And then of course you have this, the contractor and the owner exactly the same like the one built in Sentosa, Singapore. But of course in Sentosa you can put beer, Carlsberg as a sponsor or Tiger, but not in Malaysia because this is Islamic, right? So you can find a name, Taman Sari. But at night, if you look from distance, from the bridge, with that light, when you see it's a cross actually. It's like this is the cross. It's like a dagger. Thrusted into your heart of Melaka. And it's there in the buffer zone. And during the construction, they found archaeological sites there. But they quickly broke up the one with concrete. The foundation. It's too late now to uncover that one because once the archaeological site is damaged by concrete, that's it. Forget about the history. Next. Okay, so this is what's happening. See how difficult to find this now? It's hidden. This is very important monuments of the modern history of Malaysia. The foundation of the states, foundation of the unions. It's gone. Even the flagpole was sifted because of that funny Pirates of the Caribbean story. Right? But there's very important flagpoles when the first flag raising was carried out ceremony. And then you see the city like Venice, like Hangzhou, Water City, where you have all the staff brought along the Melaka River. Still there. I think 20 years ago. But now what happened is become like road walk. Because they're inspired with Burki and Paki in Singapore. So Melaka become more and more like Singapore people. You have Klaki and Burki. You have Singapore Eyes, then you have Melaka, Malaysia Island. You have Marina Barrage, then you have Dam Barrage. Okay? You have the Nicole Highway, the bridge, then you have also the bridge. You have Integrated Resort, and you have Casa de Rio. So the template is Singapore. And the river is blocked. It's not live river anymore, it's a dead river. That's why Melaka River becomes smelly and become brownish. And all the lizards died because of that. And the lizard was so desperate. So went into the drain and stuck inside and died. It's really an environmental disaster. Why? So that tourist boat can fly up and down 24 hours. You don't need to think about the height. And who owned that ship? Who owned that boat? I don't mention names, but you know. And what happened to the local boats, the community-owned boats? They can't even enter the gate anymore. So it's a cultural massacre. It's extinct. Not just the animals, not just the beautiful and nicely smell river, but it's all gone because of this development. So, this is the beginning of the constructions. See, there is some water here, but now everything's closed. There's a confusion now. The house, the back part of the house, is not intended as a front, as a back, as a jetty. The front is facing the street. But now, there's a confusion, architectural confusion, because the back is become front. Because of the flow of tourists, right? So you must have a restaurant. So it's become very ugly, the architecture. They did here. Of course, not mention the security yet. So next. And then even there's even worse, a plan, actually, where you see this gap. There's a plan to draw pedestrian draw bridge like in Holland. And the one who makes sketch is my fellow architect, my friend, Tai Teng. When he was a very good friend of Mr. Tan Pasek. During the era. And they also planned, including this building, to be demolished, to create walk-through from Kota Laksamana to Jompo Walk. And you know who organized Jompo Walk? Right? MCA. And you know the MCA never win election in this part of the city. It's always DAP. So all this become like, you know, the political struggles, the political competitions actually happen in the historic form. So this become a war zone. You know, when the last elections, the opposition win again. That's before the new government. However, they reduced the electricity on the atmosphere of this area. So the shop closed before 7. Why? Because they're afraid, because the criminal rates going up. It's not safe anymore, right? Because there is no lighting. I don't know, it's doing on purpose, just to kill, to give warning, okay, then we give you any facilities anymore. They do not prevent protection. Just let this city become a dangerous city. And then vote for the one who can give you safety and security. Next. And Elizabeth Mines came here after the listing. And of course, you know, it's considered as a persoalan non grata in the application. After deciding this before. Next. Demolition. Yeah, even it seems like it's not demolished, but actually it is because of the valet parking. This is bought the property, punch it, cover it up, and then it's become a parking for hotel. This is one belonging to hotel for you. Or you widen the bed lanes, and then on that bed lanes you can put the cars. So things like nothing happened from outside, but actually it's hollowing out. So from inside there is a it's project from inside. I'm not talking about bird nest house. So before this boutique hotels that needs parking space, it used to be a bird nest house. And that also natural disaster because you put a lot of birds and create a cave environment inside the old buildings. They just close all windows with brick, spray water inside, and let the building rotten from inside. So it's become an ideal location for birds to come. Not you, but birds. But some are still opening eateries under the house or even motels. You don't care about the flu, right? So for the sake of money, because the increasing demand from China for the saliva. China is getting rich. And it's not just Melaka, it's also in Palembang, it's also in Naung, and Songkla, different cities in Southeast Asia. They use even temples as a bird nest house. And I think that Elizabeth Mines highlighted this during the report. And the state government take some actions to some of these bird nest houses, but now still remain some of them. That is converted into parking, holiday parking. And this is the work of a very famous Singapore architects. Just opposite this building. Someone want to build a villa inside the house. And then the architects say, well, let's celebrate ruins. Ruins is romantic. So I thought it's real ruins. But actually it's not. It's a created ruins. So they bring in bulldozer, demolish everything. The building is still alright. Right? It's not as bad as this building before. And they built a steel structure and with a swimming pool, swing, and a yellow box. Now it's gone. Something happened again in that building. Right? So change is happening over time behind the closed door. So within the so-called the UNESCO related site, the integrity is lost. You only have the remaining of the skin. The soul is gone. Even part of the body is gone. It's eroding from inside. And who did it? Locals. Of course, there are some foreigners from outside who come here. But who should protect this if not locals? Okay, this map of 1791, look into the site, look into this, all are already there, the next. And then you have that on your side. The next. And then speculations. This photo was taken about 10-15 years ago of retained land. At that time, it's simply a local desire to make money from land. There's no other agenda. But now, this is different. This is my favorite place, not you, but kitchen. Last time I can see the sea breeze. But during that time when I visited this place, I eat with sand in my steak. And now I don't know what. So it's become miles on miles on miles of it. And it's happening from Penang to Johor Bahru. The whole stretch. And this is related to this. I'm not talking about this colorful hill or whatever, but if you look carefully, the text that on this and who put the signature there, it's China. So it's showing that Melaka has now become a pasar of China, not India. And maybe next door become the Chinese embassy later. Because every prime minister who came to Melaka always go to Baba Nyonya Museum. Maybe, right? Because it's ideal point. And if Malaysia really continue with that plan for the island, maybe you can have a big protectors now. China Navy military base in Melaka Straits, right in your gateway. I hope that project will stop because it's not just simply land speculations, but it's also related to security. It's also related to hegemony. It's a repeat. What happened? Like during the Ming Dynasty time. It was during the Ayutthaya time. Okay, so this is what happened to the street before. This is my daughter. This is the real original Tobacco, the guardian of the mouth, the Dato home. Now it's moved, yeah. This has become like a power switch or telephone switch. It changed the position, stays and then the stack is completely gone. Next. So I was sitting around there. Pavla spread here. This is few months after the Melaka and Georgetown received the UNESCO listing. And this is in Kuala Lumpur. And then of course we have this carnival. The circus elephants carry the flag and then presented to Yang di-Pertuan Agong, and then Bala made a speech. And during their speech, Bala praised Penang and Melaka government to be able to increase the number of tourists coming to this place tenfold or 20-fold. And let's work together because the world now recognizes us. You know, a successful effort to turn these two cities into a tourism destination. So I think the main problem is really to change this place, to sell this place, to prostitute this place. It's become like prostitution. You sell your heritage, you force your grandma to work in the brothels. You bring your grandma to beauty salon, to Botox, to make her big beautiful. So you can make money. You don't care whether your grandma happy or not. Whether it's important to turn your house into a brother. If I want to put it bluntly, our heritage is being sold, body and soul, just to make money. And of course, how many shop houses go? 4. How many shop houses? 3 shoppers in demolished, destroy that. And it's called World Heritage Toilet. Where all the funny animals and so on. The toilet is very tiny at the back actually. Very little. The bigger part actually is to put this statue. The part of the body is sink into something tank. And then you see all these things, funny things. Traffic jam, we have this funny gate, just erected near Jingunting Temple. So the party processions, cart couldn't pass to the temple. That is during the Mike Jamasita from National Geographic came to Melaka. He's making the movie, the documentary with the footsteps of Jakarta and the following the Silk Road. He came here with me, standing in front of the Parvati temple, the Indian temple. And then during that day, the cart was too high. We couldn't pass that stupid gate near Jingunting temple. So they had to turn to change the direction, the circumambulations to other directions. And that day, the big storm actually is disturbing the processions. Why? Because Parvati failed to meet up with Wali. And the sky was angry at that. Right? So you invoke the natural disasters, the spiritual world, because of the stupid, you don't really understand what is the value of heritage, intangible value. The procession that is going on for generations has to be sacrificed just because of that stupid thing. Now the day is gone, right? So it's okay, so no procession. Another one. Okay, I don't want to talk about that. Okay, next. Yeah, so Alex Chan, this is one of my favorite t-shirt. So if you look carefully to UNESCO is about education, scientific and culture, and no work tourism there. So the aim of UNESCO to list these possessions into the list is to keep it as a textbook, as a library for the next generations. So you have to keep the integrity. And to keep the integrity, you have to promise, because it's something by the state, that the state promise that we want to keep this legacy for the next generation. Not to sell it, not to destroy it. So that's why the state had to open a UNESCO office here to check whether there's something wrong, okay, to manage the site. But the office, the UNESCO office in Melaka was shut down. And some discussions say, wait, it's better to delist Melaka completely. Why? Because it will, create troubles for investment. Create troubles for development. It's not compatible with one belt, one road initiative. So, it's being abused by the state. The state is the one most responsible for this. They already promised UNESCO, ratified in the law, regulations, country laws, that we promise to the world to keep this. That is not done. It's not done properly. Next. This is the reality. Okay, this is the translation of a map used by China. You see all these coastal cities around the South China Sea. Next. It's very cosmopolitan. Nature of Melaka. Because there are several possibilities with the name of Melaka. It's not just three. One is Pokok Melaka. Second is probably the trees, according to the fruits. Okay, next will be Amalaka, Southeast from Sanskrit. Another one probably Malaka, or the mud from Arabs. Or Mulaga, meeting place. Yeah, so many things. And then you see all this evidence all over the place. The mosque, Baka Temple, Chiti Shrine, Islamic tomb, Machu Kuan Yin Temple, Islamic tomb, mosque, Kopi Kong and Datuk Kung, Kopi Kong and Datuk Kung, Kopi Kong and Datuk Kung. Both Kopi Kong and Datuk, right? The harbor, the river, all are there. Okay, next. We used to have this. It's on the far side of, well, now it's Casa de Rio. And it's not open to public now. It's locked. You have to go into the lobby to be able to access the tree. The tree is out there. The cup, the trunk. And then they swing this temple. It used to be a very big temple into a tiny temple. And it's not possible to cross the temple from outside. Yeah, it's very difficult to go into the temple. Yeah, you have to cross the plant just to pay tribute to this. So this is the original photo, original boat is all still there. This is more original than that one. That's definitely fake. This one is real one. But it's all gone. Where all this wood go during the construction? During that time, nobody bothered about this. And if we dig this site, maybe you can find a lot of evidence even from the Holy Roman Empire or from whatever, from Aceh, from the old Melaka Kingdom. Next. And of course, we still have this. Next. All this evidence. For how long? I don't know. If suddenly the temple committee decided to redo this building and make it like roof like Putrajaya. It's already happened in many mosques. Right? After Putrajaya, you have all this papaya shaped roof. And then just plug in into the roof to make it more like Silk Road. You see it in Mongolian or the Shulung. Actually, it's nothing to do with Islamic architecture. Kuanggung Temple in Tenggara Pantai. I don't know whether it's still there. Kuan Yin Temple in Tenggara Pantai. Machu Temple in Tenggara Pantai. Mosque, which looks like it's still there. There's a lot of evidence here and there. You know, from the original Melaka, the authentic Melaka. It's all around the place. Next. Even the plan. This is the original typology of the Melaka house when I did my research in 1992. 1992. Now I think it's become a chicken rice ball shop. They demolished the wall, demolished all this evidence. Okay, next. Even a very long house. I don't know which house is this. I still keep this house, the slides of this house. But they may be changed. And also the intangible heritage, yes, all these things may be still around. Next. Yeah, still around, hopefully. But it's everywhere. So there's a tangible, intangible heritage. So significant of Melaka as World Heritage City is a hybrid cosmopolitan city. It's a mongrel, mix of everything. As part of global and regional trading networks, and it's a place of mixed culture, meeting place, melting pot, hybrid fusions, intermarried, whatever. Mongrel, hybrid. We have to accept that as a fact. If we don't accept this as a fact, then it's big problem. And then you start to create another construct, ideological construct on top of this, to destroy our disciplines. If you make the next generation believe on the new story, you make all the tourists coming to Singapore believe the fake news and the fake stories. That is the biggest sins to our ancestors. Because we only temporarily occupy this place. We will die, right? So we have to give this heritage to the next generations. And we should keep this intact. Okay? So what to do? So it's like palimpsest. It's like layers of layers of layers. It's not just whatever you see now is the truth, but everything that is unseen, historical layers, is all there. If you just tie together all the old maps into one few layers using AutoCAD or SketchUp or whatever, Photoshops, very simple software, or even GIS, it's very easy actually to identify which one, elements, street, components, trees, hills, parit, whatever, longkang, that's been there for 500 years, or 200 years, or 300 years. You can get an animations of a city like organic from babies into adulthood. You can identify the cancerous cells, the propelling cells, or the healthy cells. It's very easy to do that.